Well, after settling things with Tural and her parents, now we need to do the same thing for Eorzea and his mother now, since we need to shut down the last terminal. Beep bop boop, error. Verification system initiated. User registration confirmed. Greetings and welcome to the Windspath Gardens, the sanctuary of exploration and discovery. The marvel of the natural world awaits you. So the last place was a volcano area, so I wonder what's this one this time around. Oh, let me guess, it's a forest because the whole color of the zipline is colored green. Yep, it is a forest. Man, look at this garden. It looks so beautiful, even though it's very artificial. But yet, once you turn off the terminal, all this goes away, just like that.
Ne, みんな聞いてくれるかい？私はさ、死ぬ前にやりたいことが2つあったんだよ。
And that is Kafkia?
一つはエレネシパの成長を見届けること。これに関してはある意味では叶ったと言えるかな。
Well, at least the first wish got granted, so what's the second one?
だって他人を煙たがってばかりだった子がこんなに素敵な仲間をゾロゾロ連れてきたんだからね。この子の師としても母としてもこれほど嬉しいことはないよ。
I can seriously imagine Ariel saying, "Ugh, I can't stand these praises" in his mind.
そしてもう一つはまだ見たことのない生き物に出会うこと。世界中を隅々まで旅して未知の生き物を一つでも多く見つけるんだ。でもまあ世界どころかトラル大陸さえ全て見て回る前に落ちんじまったんだけどね。
カフキワさん。
Well, Kafkia, I understand that you want to explore the entire world, including Tural, but alas, you became endless, and you're unable to do so anymore. So instead of you exploring the world, you can have Eorzea be the one to explore in your stead. That way, you can see all the wonderful things on his point of view.
Ah, やめなやめな。暗い雰囲気は嫌いなんだよ。何が言いたいかっていうと、あんたたちに私の夢を叶えてほしいんだよ。
Okay, so you want us to fulfill your second wish. Alright, so what is your second wish, Kafkia?
ここにだって見たことのない生き物がいそうだからね。
そういうことなら任せてくれよ。喜んで付き合うぜ。
あんたたちならそう言ってくれると思ったよ。ありがとね。見てごらん。ここウィンドパスガーデンにはね、かつてアレクサンドリアがあった大陸に生息していたいろんな動植物が集められてるのさ。
A collection of flora and fauna that once thrived on the continent of Alexandria. Like, man, that would be a sight to behold if Alexandria still existed at this point.
ただ機械の遠隔操作にばかり集中してたもんだから、私がリビングメモリーを歩き回るようになったのはほんの最近のことでね。つまり私にとってもこの場所は未知の生き物だらけってこと。最後の冒険の舞台としちゃ上出来だろ。
Which is Kafkia's final adventure before she passes on. Of course, he refused to grant Kafkia her final wish because once he does, his mother is gonna be gone for good.
そんなことで おふくろの夢は都合よく満たされたことになって、それで終わりなのかよ。納得できるもんか。
If I was in Eorzea shoes, I'd most likely do the exact same thing.
まったく困った子だね。エレネシパ、頼むよ。最後はとびきり楽しい旅にしたいんだ。みんなだって締めっぽいのは嫌だろ。
She does make a good point, better than a sad goodbye, of course. But with that said, Eorzea, I know you're hurting right now, and it's very natural to feel like that, especially when your mom's gonna move on to the next life. But with that said, maybe you should look on the bright side, like, you know, all the happy and fun times you used to spend with her. But then again, if I was in Eorzea's position, I would do everything in my power to keep my mother alive as long as possible. But with that said, let's talk to Kafkia. Then, with your consent, let us begin our venture. Naturally, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending the Endless, and be sure to absorb the delightful scenery as well. Well, that's kinda hard to enjoy the scenery of the garden, Kafkia, knowing the fact once we turn off the terminal, everything else here disappears along with you. Anywho, let's go down the road here to where everybody is, and talk to Kafkia once more. This particular garden is called Blossom of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? You can say that again, even though everything here is artificial. It's absolutely stunning! And they're all actual plants? They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for convention, as the calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So, this zone is like a giant conservatory? Precisely, my dear Cryle. Here you'll find fauna and flora like one which no longer exists anywhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter, knowing full well that every flora and fauna in this area is from a bygone civilization? I suppose. I expect that some creatures I encounter outside of Tural may have been cousins in this world. While I'm no longer expert on life in the reflection, it will make for an interesting study to compare them. I'm sure it would. Now there's an idea. Leave it to my people to think of such. Yeah, I guess so. Here, we not only have the world-traversing adventure and a veteran gleamer, but a pair of Sharian's finest scholars besides. It is a veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. And with that, we get our reward, and Explorer of Delight is complete. And for our next quest, it's going to be In Search of Discovery. To begin with, I'd like you to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. This would be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area after all. As Anastasia has suggested, it'll be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. I never ventured out of Tural, so I look forward to your insights. Just leave everything to us. I know I only been to Charlotte myself, but I like to think I know interesting when I see it. Alright, so we're off to explore the forest. So let's start investigating all the NPCs in the zone. Starting with you, good madame. Specimen observing endless. Oh, hello there! What I'm doing, you ask? Look up to the trunk. See the plants with the capsules? Yeah. These are species that either cannot survive in the windpath garden or become invasive and destructive to the ecosystem. These capsules recreate the conditions they require, from a tropical to frigid climates, while keeping them isolated. In this way, any and all the plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. Yeah, just like ourselves. Alright, now let's look for the next person, but before we do that, let's go to this observation point. You see creatures wandering about that resembles the treants, native to the 12 wood. Alright, so let's go to the next point of interest, down over here. Oh, there it is, I see it. Just straight ahead. And thank God none of the monsters are very aggressive. The flower garden appears to be meticulously maintained. If not by the endless, then by the machines? Most likely. Alright, let's hop back on my bike and let's go up here. Because I'm pretty sure the next person I need to talk to is up here. Like, can you imagine actually walking all the way up here from the ground level? It's going to take you like a long while to get to the top of this damn thing. Alright, so we made it to the top, but before we do anything else, let's attune to the Aetheryte crystal over here. Alright, so now we need to talk to the NPC, which is somewhere around here somewhere. Unless I was blind, I didn't see him earlier. Oh no, derp, is right over there. Alright, let's get to this person. Terminal gazing endless. My ancestors aren't actually Alexandrians, but they hail from a place called Pite. They had some unique customs here, for instance. When greeting someone, you have to say, Lay-ho! In a spirited manner. Wait a minute here, is this guy somehow related to the Lalafels from the Furs, you know, the dwarves? But then again, it could just be pure coincidence, if you ask me. Our settlement was always famous for a gigantic tree that grows nearby. It was so enormous that, when you stood upon its base, the roots covered the ground and went beyond the horizon. The terminal here at the Windpath Garden is apparently inspired by the very tree, the Leafwood tree, its name was. It may not be real, but it looks nice to have a memento for prosperity. Well, that's nice to have a nice little memento from your homeland at least. Alright, so now let's head down here to talk to the last person. And thank God there's no fall damage. Well, there is if you're in combat with the monster or whichever the case may be. Did you know that even the water here is created by using the electrode? The initial product is too pure, though the adjustment has to be made so that the composition resembles that we found in the natural environment. That is just one of many things they do to create the ideal conditions for these plants to thrive. I don't know what becomes of the world outside the barrier, but I would like to visit a lovely spot such as this in the real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of this lookout here? It's a great vantage point, and there's even food stalls in case you're hungry. Alright, so with that done, now we need to go and get to our last destination for this quest chain, which is straight ahead. And here we are. Now we just need to talk to Kafkia and tell her of all the information we got about the whole area, about all the plants and the wildlife here. Ah, welcome back, Artorias. Crown is just delivering me a most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope. Well, you can probably say that. Well, for starters, I heard about this particular plant where there's capsules inside, and not to mention all the fauna and fauna that used to be in Alexandria. Well, that's all very interesting indeed, but I must say, I am most fascinated by the unbundling trees. While there are similar creatures in Ultrapatra, Can you tell me more about these treants as you know them? Okay. They're native to the 12 wood, where they prey upon the wolves. There are various subspecies known as the red leaves, or gilded look. They like to hurl acorns at you, exploding ones even. Honestly, I think I'll go with the first one. They are native to the 12 wood, where they prey upon even wolves. Is that so? To maintain the ecosystem here, I imagine that these creatures that serve as their prey. To manage this ecosystem, that calls the mind Labratos, does it not? Well, if you put it that way, Crow, it kinda does sound like Labratos. That it does. Lest you wonder, Labratos is a storage facility deep beneath Sharanian that contains a recreation of a temperate climate zone. Such a place exists? Amazing! By the by, did anyone catch the sight of a large scale skin? A scale skin? A large scale skin, you say? What does it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but it is a rodent-like form and walks on all fours. It's like a rodent? Would it make it a bee skin? No, it's covered in scales. One appears to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would definitely classify it as a scale skin. Ah, these two. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show it to me? Well, it's hard to say for certain without even seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well. He was on the flower bed earlier, and should still be near. Let's head over there then, and when we find it, we'll see who's right. Then the two of you should come along too, to lend us your opinions. Go ahead, Artorias. I'll let the others know, and I'll join you soon. Alright, crowd, just hope you don't take too long. Alright, let's pull up my map first, and it's just right close by. Alright, let's go over here with my bike. Hop! And there's Eorzea and Kafkia trying to find that rodent, and depending who is actually right in this conversation. Thank you guys for watching this recording session on Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, main MSQ for 7.0 and onwards. If you have any comments, you can put them down below the video as well. And if you like this video, please click the like button, it is very much appreciated. And if you're curious about future content, you can check out my YouTube channel. And if you like the content that's been uploaded there, you can probably subscribe. If not, that is alright. But if you're going to, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified for future videos in the near future. And as always, I have 3 projects which are continuing on my channel, which are Fantasy XIV Raid, Trial, MSQ, Rockets, Dropkits, Minions, Mounts, or anything related to Fantasy XIV. Secondly will be my 2 gachas, which are Great Grand or NA and Honkai Sorrow. And for both of them will be the Lost Belt missions, the trail-based continuance, the companion quests, and of course the future banners that will be coming for my 2 gachas respectively. And lastly, to say the least, Persona 5. And with that, this has been Ravensleep45. Take care, stay safe, and have a pleasant Final Fantasy XIV day.